Hey, it's Dr. Glenn Livingston, author of Never Binge Again, here with another tip to help you stop overeating, stop binge eating, and reprogram yourself to think like a permanently thin person on the food plan of your choice. Well, are you someone who binges from fear-driven motives? Do you ever have concerns about money or your love life or your children or your parents or your car or your house or your mortgage or anything like that? Do you ever have serious concerns about that and you find that it drives you to binge for quote unquote comfort? If that's the case, I want to tell you a couple of things. First of all, I think you already know that it's important not to allow your inner saboteur, your inner food demon, to fool you into thinking that you're only eating for comfort. Yes, food, excess food, does dull your nervous system's ability to conduct the emotion, so it will reduce the fear. However, it also gets you high. It gets you the concentrated sources of salt and sugar and fat and oil and starch and excitotoxins and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a unnatural pleasure response in the body. So you're not just eating for comfort, you're eating also to get high with food. That's important because most people don't want to think of themselves like drug addicts, but they do want to think of themselves as comforting themselves. So that's important to do. But there's something else. See, when your inner food saboteur is presenting these images, what it's generally doing is catastrophizing. And I want to tell you that there was a time when I was $700,000 in debt. There was a time when I was frightened that men with big white suits and mustaches would come to my house and take everything away from me. And during that time, by the way, I was binging big time for exactly this reason. Well, I thought it was for the reason to comfort myself, but it really was to get high with food. The inner saboteur's visions of those big bankers in white suits and mustaches coming to take everything away, that was actually catastrophizing. It was a very exaggerated picture of what could and would happen. I was very, very, very far from that, even though I was $700,000 in debt, even though I had no idea how I was going to pay it back, even though I was sick at the time, I was having migraines, I had Lyme disease, all types of things that made it very difficult for me to work. But the truth is, the bottom was a lot farther down than I thought it was. I learned during that period of time to really leverage my relationship skills, and I called all of the vendors and I told them exactly what was going on, and I got on the phone more days than not to keep in touch with them. And the bottom was a lot farther down. I think that I could have gone $2 million in debt if I had to. And the thing is, what you want to tell yourself at these times is that A, the catastrophizing is binge motivated. The inner saboteur is just trying to tell you that you can't cope without its slop. You can't cope without junk food. You can't cope without binging. But the truth is you really can. And B, that the reality of life is probably a lot better than you think it is. And the sun will come up tomorrow regardless of what it says in your bank account today. The sun will come up tomorrow regardless of what the doctor says of your particular medical diagnosis today. The sun will come up tomorrow regardless whether or not your son or your daughter passes their test tomorrow. The sun will come up tomorrow regardless of whether or not you are a little bit late with your mortgage. The sun will come up tomorrow. It's been there for billions of years. It's going to be there tomorrow. And don't allow your inner food saboteur to catastrophize you into a binging opportunity. Okay, if you'd like more help to stop overeating, stop binge eating, and reprogram yourself to think like a permanently thin person on the food plan of your choice, please click the link in the description below. And remember to subscribe to the channel because we've got all sorts of additional videos to help you stop overeating and binge eating coming up in the future. Okay, talk to you soon. Thanks.